Hi, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I'm here. Oh, it's a little janky. Hang on. Um, so I'm here tonight to do free readings again, our usual Sunday night get together. So as always, I'm Annalisa from My Spiritual Friend. You can find me at myspiritualfriend.com if you want private readings. On Instagram, it's at My Spiritual Friend. And hello. I'm not a doctor, a therapist, or a lawyer, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. How is everybody tonight? I'm having a really had this wonderful shift. And it's sort of about manifesting and sort of moving into this whole new level of manifesting the next 20 to 30 years of my life. And it's going that big. And I'm really excited about it. So, all right, let's see what's going on. Okay. Yay. I'm so excited whenever you guys show up. It's always nice to not be alone. Rochelle, you're all up first. You wanted to know what's in store for you in the love department. All right. Literally, this is what I heard. First and foremost, get it together. You need to set your intentions because you're sort of all over the place relationship wise, what you want. Do you want it now? Do you want it in a few years? Is it the right time? Is it the right one? What exactly? And you sort of need to just focus the energy and stop trying to control it and just sort of say bring me the right person at the right perfect time and move it in here, because they're saying it's really it's not about what's in store for you. It's you need to set it so we can make it be in store for you. Because I feel getting mixed signals. Does that make sense to you when I say that? Okay. So that's what's in store for you, is that you sort of need to you guys, all these doors behind me, I always giggle and think of game shows. Do you want door number 1, door number 2? All right. So that's up. Is this going to be a romance night? I just saw another romance question. Music for the vibe. You are next. I see you biting your nails a lot. Does that make sense? Because it's that anxiety, biting my nails a lot. Waiting, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And it's sort of this constant anticipatory, not sure that really life is going to happen for you. And they said you need to take a deep breath and breathe deep, because it's all happening. And even in the lulling moments, and even in those quiet moments where it seems like nothing is happening, they said that that's when you need to be really focusing on putting out there what you want and consciously creating what you want. You guys, I think a reason why these are going to be talking, I think tonight is going to be talking about a lot of creating, is because that's sort of what's been a huge for me is this huge shift for me has been about conscious creating, and not just, we're constantly creating our life. We're constantly manifesting things, but we want to consciously manifest it. So that's what they're sort of doing is stop being afraid that it's not going to happen. Just step into it with faith. I don't know if that makes any sense. Thank you, Rochelle. Everybody who says to please subscribe and Does that make sense? Music for the vibes. I meant to take these out tonight, and then I don't want to take them out on camera because it sort of looks gross. It's well, I look like a snake opening out my jaw. Music for the vibes. Does that make sense? I'm going to try, and I'm not going to sit around and kind of roll back more. You understand what that means? Okay. So it's sort of like just that's your message. Is like sometimes it's validation about what you're going through and affirmation that you understand that what I'm saying and it makes sense, because then you know you're not alone and there's something bigger out there. That's like, to me, the coolest thing is when I say to my guides, like, can you give me a validation about what I'm like, I trust that what I'm putting out there is coming to me. And just along the way, give me the validation so I'm reminded, and then they happen, and it's really, really cool. So it's nice to hear that. Okay. Vera Booty, I know you've been on here before, and I know I hate when people put people's signs. So give me names. I don't even know your real name. Can you give me the name of the other person? You got to help me out with energetically what's going on there. Okay. So Vera Booty, throw out that name so I can answer your question quick. And to everybody who said thank you, you are more than welcome. Oh, and the question you asked about the Vera Booty, well, never mind. You don't need a name. I literally just heard no. They don't. Your ex does not do readings on you. Okay, Rosewater. So we did Vera Booty. Now we're up to Rosewater at 8:32. What messages do my spirit guides have for me? Anything they would like me to know for the coming few weeks? They just said, get ready. So it feels like it's going to just be flying along. Everything is going to be at warp speed, because it's like put on, I know rollerblades are sort of old and lame, and I don't know that anybody rollerblades anymore, but it's like put those on and get, like, it's like just hold on. That's absolutely what I see for you is that it's going to be really busy, but in a good way, And so instead of saying like, just don't get into that rut of like, oh my God, I need a break, or oh my God, just say thank you to the universe for bringing what's coming, that you can handle it, and set those intentions and set that mantra, because if you don't, you're going to hit a dry spell. So it's really about being, because you've been setting this up to want to have like good flow of income, continuous business. So it feels just like set it up and say that you're grateful for it and you can handle it, and the universe will never give you more than you can handle. So know that as it's coming at you, you can handle it, and know that when it's time for you to have respite, that the universe will kindly get it. But don't say it's too much and you can't handle it, because then it will stop. It will stop dramatically. I've seen it happen to reverends, other reverends that are in the same church as I'm in, that I'm a reverend in. In fact, one of the things one said to me was like, I don't have any readings. And I said, you were complaining about having too much. She said, I was. I said, don't complain about that. You will be able to handle it, because it feels like very busy through the holiday season for you. Ellen R., from your angels or guides. And you're at 8:32. Okay. Okay, sorry. LNR. Sorry, I just wanted to see if there's any feedback. Okay. Ellen, I don't know if you've been trying to eat better and almost like I don't know if you shifted into like, I don't know if it's like clean or low carb, because I keep seeing a whole bunch of cauliflower. But almost that feeling of drudgery of getting through it, and like, oh God. So first of all, use your seasonings. Like that's like, and second of all, try and find joy, and try and find and do it with joy. And even if you have to fake it and be like, oh, I'm so grateful I get to do this right now, just sort of shift your energy towards it, because I feel like that it's actually going to set you up really, really well. I don't know if this makes any sense, but that's what I kept seeing is like, Can you give me a validation on that? Yes, John, readings are free for the first like 30 minutes. I don't charge anybody while I'm on here, but once 30 minutes, I've hit the 30-minute time. We're about 25, 30 minutes. I stop taking new questions so that I can catch up. And so I'm not here all night. Okay. You'll be reported. Just so you know, I've reported you. Alcoholic person. Because that was like really uncalled for and stupid. Man, that always screws up the vibe, doesn't it? Stupid people. Okay. It was rude, wasn't it? Oh, I can't help it. But you know, you gotta have a night like that, wasn't it? Okay. You decided not to drink alcohol. It's not a big drinker, but stop. Okay, so maybe that's what the living cleaner is. So don't feel like you're punishing yourself or it's hard or it's difficult. And alcohol does have like a lot lower energy. So when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, my husband and I were hanging out with friends. I was not drinking, but we were in this old bar in New York City. And I can't remember the name of it, but if you've been in New York City and it's got dust, like sod, like wood, I don't know, whatever that was, sod. I don't know what it's called. The wood chips all over the floor. There's two kind of beers, light and dark, but it's a really, really old bar. And there was like such heavy energy in there. Like one guy next to me, I could tell he was like very, like so depressed, almost suicidal, just the energy in there. And I actually had to leave because it was so heavy. It does carry a lot of lower level energy. Sawdust. Thank you. God bless you, Miriam. You know what? If you want to come on my site and be rude and disgusting, you don't have to be on my site. Like, that's not about it. So you don't need to come on here and be a jerk. Bye. Okay, so let's get back to people who actually want to be here and care about being here and are nice. I do block people, by the way. So I know you're still listening. I do. I don't really care. It's my channel. If you want to be a jerk, go on your own channel, start your own. Yes, it's McSorley's. That's what it is, Rosewater. That's what it is. And it's just like super, super low energy. So good for you. Okay, so we'll go back to Ellen. So you're doing good. They are recognizing that you're trying to clean it up. Just try and be grateful while you're doing it and have like a positive attitude about it, because it's really not a punishment to not drink. And even if your friends drink, I still go have fun. I still dance. I still, act like me. I just sleep through the night better. Okay. Nicole, advice or messages for your career? I do see you going back to school. I don't know if you have your master's degree yet, but it feels like going on for a higher level, because I feel like, I don't know if it even sort of moves you in a totally different direction. Like, I still feel like you're a helper, but like that it's like, we're a healer type person, but it just feels like it's kind of shifts you out of like, I don't know if this makes sense, from being like a teacher to a nurse or something like that. Still like working with people and helping people, but like shifting it. I don't, so the whole thing, drinking is forbidden in religion. Yeah, but I really hate that idea of like, you can't do that. Like, because that also then is like, why are you imposing your will on other people? Um, I don't really care if people drink or not, whatever. Like, as long as you're healthy and you're doing it in a healthy way, that's great. But if you feel like it's not good for you anymore, then change it. And that's awesome. Sometimes I receive messages without you asking questions, but not usually in this forum. It's pretty tough, because like I can't check into your voice, the vibration of your voice, which is there's an energetic thing to it. I don't have a face or anything, so like in church when we do stand up in front of church and give messages after we do, during a service, nobody asks a question. I can pick someone, like, and I'll get information for a person without a question being asked. But in this one, it sort of helps to have the question because at least there's a vibration from what you've typed. Oh, would you just go away? Okay. Nicole, did that make sense for you, by the way? They must be bored. They probably are. I'm trying to figure out how to hide them. It's like, I'm just, right now, it's, yes, I can hide them and block them. But apparently this only gets a timeout for 300 seconds. So that doesn't help me much. I have to figure out how to get rid of them. I can block them if I go to their profile, but it's harder. It takes a little bit longer. Thank you very much, Wonder Beauty. Okay, Nicole, did you answer that? If not, I'm moving on. Okay, sorry. Well, we're moving on. Libra girl, does Ibra look forward to seeing me around at work this coming week? So I feel like it's like you have this crush from a distance. And so it's sort of like Ibra doesn't know you really exist in that way. So it's not about looking forward to. It's just nice to see you when he sees you, but not that. So it's like you sort of have to kind of put yourself out there. You can't just hope all of that. Sometimes you have to take the step yourself if that's what you're looking for. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of you who write something in 8:32. Sorry. I always remember the times because I think that makes it easier for me. Okay, Sherry, am I on the right path for career rise? However, I would like to do what you do. You would like to do what I do. So, if you would like to do what I do, so I would say so what I did was I took psychic development classes at Holistic Studies, because what it did was it really put me like an intensive practice, and it helped me get over the what if I'm wrong thing, and it sort of helped me like push me to stretch my abilities. And I took a lot of classes. I took all of those courses that they offered. If you look for a spiritualist church near you, they often have some kind of course where people come in and teach things. I would say take classes to help you develop your abilities. And then, there's an ethical thing a bit along with it too. So you can't, you can't diagnose people, and you have to be careful about how you say things and do things and be really conscientious of what you're doing. It's not just fun and games. And I hope that I make it look easier than it is, but also know that I've been doing this for 11 years professionally and my entire life not professionally. So it's practice. just like with anything. So if you want to get good at it, you have to practice. That's what I recommend. Rochelle. Oh, she just said, make sure everybody like and subscribe. That girl, Brixt. Can you tell me what kind of connection I have with Steve? Do you have headaches? Can you just validate that for me? And I'm going to just... John, all souls do not immediately go to heaven. No, I just felt headaches when I was doing that. Okay, so I don't know why when I read your question, it was funny. I saw Steve Carell. So like, but like as the character in The Office, kind of like awkward and like, does that make any sense? The awkwardness? No, John, that doesn't always happen. So it's not necessarily about how they die, whether they go or not. It's their belief system that keeps them here, if they don't cross right away. So some people who weren't very good in life, who may have been abusive, or there's a couple souls that I've had in this area. One of them was in the Revolutionary War time. He'd actually been stuck in the woods in the area around here. And he showed me that he had tortured POWs, basically, and that he was an alcoholic, and he had like a tent, with big, heavy like cloths that covered it. And it was very dark. And I think he like knocked over a candle or something and had been drunk and sort of died in this fire, stuck in this tent, or from the smoke or something. But that's how he died. And he basically wandered the earth because he thought God wouldn't take me, and sort of self-punished and morphed into this other thing. And there was another one who, the house that's behind me is a very old house, late 1800s it was built. And the land that my house sits on was part of their land. And there was a barn where my house is. And I think he spent a lot of time in here during his life. And he did not cross over because he was not a very good man in life. Made a lot of horrible choices and wasn't very kind to his wife and his family and things like that. But his belief system taught him that, he was a sinner and he was a bad person. So he chose not to cross because he didn't think he was worthy and he thought he'd be punished. And I helped him cross over because I just reassured him that God is love and God loves everybody. So it's not so much about the trauma as it is. Sometimes I'll hang around for a couple days, just kind of checking it all out. It takes them a little bit to cross, but most everybody crosses unless they're connected to this belief system. If they're young and don't have an established belief, usually that they cross and it's not a problem. Thank you for the apology. I appreciate that. You're a bit drunk, actually. Yeah, that happens. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. When I feel like when you reach out and you're kind of not very nice to people, it's because you're not happy and you're not very nice to yourself. But if you're drunk, then you're not sober. Okay, but I don't want to waste time on all of that. So, okay. Even if I use tarot, Miriam, I don't have that belief system about unholy or holy or anything like that. Tarot is just it's not evil. It's just a tool to get you past your left brain. And some people can't get past their left brain. Okay, so I need to end all the questions, and I'm going to go and start answering them because we're chatting a little bit more. No new questions, please. Okay. Hi, Blue Storm. Okay. I don't feel a tight connection with you and Steve, believe it or not, that girl. And it doesn't feel like, it just feels like short passing, like nothing that's going to stick. Albert says, I was curious if you see anything for me in the romantic area in the next 12 to 18 months. Yeah, it's like a year out, and it actually feels like puppy love. So it just feels like a young, sweet love, very innocent, very, very, I don't know if it's long lived. So maybe 6 months. Shannon. I'm going to hold on to that because I'm not feeling anybody right now, but maybe they'll pop in, okay? Welcome for hanging out, Eva. Annalisa Commune. How does Sean feel about you? I don't like when I say his name, I don't feel like there's a connection there. So maybe it's I have a crush on him, but I haven't really put it out there. But it's like I just don't feel that connection there. So it doesn't mean that he hates you or doesn't like you or thinks you're gross or anything. It just feels like there's not a connection there, perhaps because you haven't made that connection with him. It just feels like sort of like you have a crush on him from a distance. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right. So let's just, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. There might be a reason obsessive is here. Maybe he needs a loving community or she needs a loving community and loving energy. So if you don't get it, just hang out and watch and see what happens. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I think you guys type your questions and leave and come back and watch if I'm not getting any feedback. Text my person Hong, but he's not responding my text. Can you see what happened? Thanks. Hello, I'm Baby Y. I feel like he's sort of obsessed about himself and sort of was like, and like doesn't have that connection with you and isn't nice enough to respond and be respectful. That's honestly what I think happened or what I feel happened. Hi, B. What would Jeff want to say to you if he can and all blocks are removed? I heard he wouldn't because it's almost like too much time has passed. I feel like, so this is the deal with Jeff is I feel like, he genuinely wants the best for you, but wants that boundary. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I got. What's your next job going to be about? Yasmin. I heard communications. So I don't know if that means like being on the phones, making calls or something like that, but there's a big part of being communications. So maybe being an administrative assistant, but a huge part of it is like keeping lines open and communications with others. Susan, yes, you will. I don't know if there's like a little bit of a holdup, but it's like a little bit of something, but you'll be approved. Or if like there's like backlog maybe, but you'll be approved. Oh, Mallory. I do feel like that you will marry again. I do feel like there will be somebody else. I do feel like it's about 2 years out yet. And I wouldn't be surprised if you either already know this person or somehow there's a connection already, because it feels like sort of already knowing this person. And he's taller, kind of a broader shoulders. Oh, you know what? Someone messaged on one of the videos last time and said they couldn't see somebody else's comments. I think it's because people retract their comments. So after the fact, you can't see them. Hi, Nicole from Australia. So you said you're taking hypnotherapy, and when I feel that, I feel such anxiety in my stomach, like almost like I'm having a hard time fully relaxing. Like for me, I don't know that I've tried hypnotherapy before, but like just with friends, not like to try and relax and do like a past life regression thing. And I couldn't relax enough and make myself vulnerable enough to do it. And I understand now why I did that, but that's sort of what I feel like is not fully releasing it. So I feel like for you to do better at this, sort of to release what you're trying to release, set the intention before you go into hypnotherapy, make the conscious decision. Like, yes, you're there. Obviously you want to change this. It's like, I don't feel like it's smoking. But it actually feels like it has to do with like anxiety. Does that make sense? Yes, anxiety. Okay. So what I feel like is if you say, I release any and all ties I have that is holding me back. I release in all directions of time and space. I'm setting the intention to allow this and to receive any healing that I need and to allow forgiveness and everything. But however it feels natural to come out for you, but I feel like to consciously set that intention before you walk into your appointment will help you in leaps and bounds. So Enrique, anybody who has come in after, let me see where, anybody who's come in after 8:56, I'm no longer taking any new questions. If you could please subscribe and like and hit the bell. When I go live again next Sunday, you'll get a notification and you come in and ask questions early and you'll get your questions in. But I do have to set that boundary. Otherwise, I will be here all night long. Okay? But I will ask, because I don't know why this is sort of ringing with me. I think because I have children. Daniela, I will answer yours, but then nobody else's after that. Okay? And Shannon, I'll answer yours one because I'm not feeling anybody. Like I feel a little older woman. I see a little a grandmother figure, and she feels like she's like, I hear 5'6", but I was going to say 5'3", so she's not that tall. I don't think she's 5'6". Maybe she liked to pretend she was taller than she was. Curly hair, little tight curls on her head, very gray hair, and wearing like a house coat. And I feel like she would have had dementia, but she's not talking. So, but I feel like she is around. I definitely think she might have had dementia because I'm seeing another woman who, when I worked in a nursing home in high school, my first job, she had Alzheimer's, and I would take her around with me when I clean. And she was very sweet, and we had a nice little connection, even though she was nonverbal. And that's like she's sort of like doing these little things with her fingers. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to answer yours. No, you're absolutely right. Do not apologize. I'm going to answer yours. You're welcome, Nicole. Have a wonderful day. I can't wait to go to bed. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, Julie. Hi, Julie. What will happen to your daughter's court case? I actually feel like there's a delay of some sort. So I don't know if something wasn't filed correctly or what, but I feel like there's going to be a delay. And then once they get that settled, it will go in her favor. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm going to leave you with that. Okay. Also, since I'm talking about manifesting and stuff, just so you know, between and this is sort of every year, but especially right now, I feel like between November 11th and all the way into January 11th, that's a huge time to really set your intentions, especially because we're going into a new decade, to really set your intentions and really be conscious about how you're manifesting what you want to do and set that up. That's like the perfect energy. The universe is listening right now for that. Oh, thank you, Rose, for saying you didn't need to take these out. Okay, Sandra, is my relationship with John being guided from the other side? Oh, yes, definitely. And also from his guides, especially, like he's not aware that that's sort of going on, but I feel like he gets nudges here and there. Flower Witch. So I'm getting 3, but I heard 3 months first, but then I also heard something about 3 weeks. So I don't know if you need to let them know in a certain amount of time that you're going to be ending your lease or something like that. But it feels like something about 3 weeks specifically, and then in 3 months. So, or if they're not telling me, like, I keep feeling like it's renting, but if you're buying or whatever, you put the offer in, or maybe to sign the lease, you do it in 3 weeks and then you move in 3 months, but it's something like that. There's a 3 and 3 factor to it. Gee, any messages for you? I heard slow down and take better care of yourself. Like, I feel like not eating healthy enough. Like, my stomach felt really queasy, like that sort of feeling of like maybe I've been eating more fried foods or drinking a little more than I should or something like that. But it just feels like not taking care of myself. But because I'm like so busy, it's not like I'm trying to be that way. It's just like I've got so much on my plate and so busy, I'm not stopping to take care of myself. And it's really important that you do that, that you take that time to care for yourself. Okay, Elizabeth Lynn. Sorry, I forgot to look at the time I was at. Any big changes coming for you? I heard no big changes coming. Status quo. But don't be disappointed by that. Feel good about that, because it just feels like you sort of need this calm period in order to sort of like reset and kind of figure out what you want to do. And they're saying the next 10 years. So start your intentions and do that, but no big changes for now. No big changes really until I feel like April of 2020. And then it'll start kind of pumping along, but it's still not like a big change. It'll be an intention and you see it coming. It's not a surprise. Are you trying to have a baby? That's okay, Phyllis. I'm glad you came on anyway. You thought about it. It might be April. Hi, Cindy. I'm not feeling a whole lot of spirit here tonight. And sometimes when you want the mediumship stuff, it's sometimes better just to do that on the private reading. I'm not feeling anyone. If someone steps in, I will ask for sure. Breezy. What are Jay's intentions? No one's new for 6 months. And Jay feels like there aren't intentions. It's not bad or good. That won't happen. I mean, it feels like 6 months before. It feels like definitely after the new year. So it feels like out a little bit. But I feel kind of like hectic feeling, like just like that anxious feeling, like not knowing what I really want kind of feeling, and nervous, or is this the right choice? Is this not the right choice? I say would do you good to sort of figure out what it is you're looking for. Anita, did Auntie Julie have difficulty breathing at the end? Because I feel like it's that. So I don't know, or she had asthma or something, because it's almost like, so sometimes they'll do an asthma treatment with almost like a rebreather mask, but it's seeing like a rebreather mask over her, which is the clear mask, like, this. It doesn't have a bag on or anything, but versus having a nasal cannula or a trach. It's just, that's what I keep seeing. I see somebody who's sort of shorter, a little rounder face, dark hair. Is that Julie by chance? I don't know who this is. If not, if it fits for somebody else, please chime in. You're welcome, Breezy. Yeah, I was saying you might get pregnant. Anita, does that make sense for you? EC, no new questions tonight, okay? I'm just trying to catch up on people, and I'm hoping that Anita is still here and can answer. Your mother died. Does this fit her description, John? You're welcome. John, does this fit the description of your mother? More olive colored skin? Oliver darker. I mean, she's not white like me. Like I'm a ghost. It fits her. Okay. She said, thank you for the gift. So I don't know if it was the gift of allowing her to go or the gift of telling her it was okay to go. Had a clear mask at the end. Okay. She said, thank you for the gift. So does that make sense? That you would have given her a gift or said it's okay to go? Because I feel like I went to hospice. I don't feel like somebody had to make the choice to take her off life support. But it feels like it was like almost whispering in her ear, like, it's okay to go. It's okay to cross. Does that make sense? And she's showing me a little white dog or a white cat. It's something. So I don't know if you had a cat that thought it was a dog. I had a cat growing up that thought it was a dog. Just jump up in your lap and roll over, let you scrub its belly. Made the decision to take her off and told her to cross. Okay. So then know that she's okay, and she did cross, and she needed to hear that it was okay to go. Do you know what the white cat or the little white fluffy animal? So it could be a Pomeranian, even just something white and small animals with her. Do you have called it a rat? Because I swear to God, I just heard a pigeon. And my husband always calls pigeons rats with wings. Was there a joke about this animal or little animals being like that? Because it's something like it's dark out. There's no reason I would hear a pigeon. I never see pigeons around my house. So John, help me out here, bud. She had a small dog. Okay. Does a light color fit it? Did you ever joke that the dog was a rat or something? Because I literally heard a pigeon. And to me, like that's like, oh, like a, like a joke that'd be like, like a pigeon is you had to give it away after. But was there a joke about it? Like maybe that, like it was like a little rat, like even with her. I actually feel like the animal is with her now. You heard it too? But I would never, what I'm telling you is like her dog was passed. We called a rat. Okay. Thank you. That is validation. That is validation for you. That is validation for me that your mother is here. It is your mother. God bless that. She's okay. And she's doing well. So if you've ever wondered if she is, she's fine. It wasn't missed positive for life. I didn't get to it yet. Okay. So John, I'm going to leave you with that then. I got to move on. She is okay. She'd cry a lot. She was just like crying and saying thank you to me. Anita, I don't know why I'm not feeling anything come through. John's mom apparently needed to come through and he needed that. Angel Wings, your answer is no. I know I skipped some, but I saw that answer and I just wanted to get to it because oh, well, that was actually the very next one. Miriam, what message do your guides have for you tonight? Miriam is 8:40. Okay. These are kind of funny. I literally heard him like, so it's that feeling of, I'm going to say it this way. You don't listen to your guides very often when you do get that nudge to do something. And it's almost like the first time I actually heard an audible voice outside my head was when I wasn't listening to go to nursing school and I was taking healthcare administration classes. And I literally heard a voice in my head go, you are going to go to nursing school, and exactly where I was going to go and that I was to go. And so my point to you is that feeling of, there was two things. You need to go back to school and also you need to go to bed. So apparently you're staying up and doodling around or whatever, and you're not getting enough sleep and taking care of yourself. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Does that make sense, Miriam? Ashley, what does my black cat want to tell me? Oh, his name is Blackie. Okay, Ashley. I keep smelling pee. So has he been peeing all over the place? This sounds really silly, but I feel like he doesn't feel respected as a being. Like, you just see me as a cat. And I've been around for ages. He reincarnates a lot as a cat. I keep smelling that pee. To me, when I smell that, that makes me feel like it's almost like that smell I would smell when I was working with patients and they had like either a bladder infection or. And also he doesn't like his food, his dry cat food. He doesn't like that. I don't know if that makes any sense. Corinne, I'm not taking any new questions. So if you hit subscribe and hit the bell, you can come back next time. And you'll know when I'm on. I come on every week. You can see my history is pretty regular. Mimi, will Dario reach out to you? No. And when you ask a yes or no question, I kind of get, no. Will Kristen do the favor? This is for positive for life. Will Kristen do the favor for you so you can get the good news for college? So I feel like Kristen's going to do the favor for you, but I feel like it almost comes at the same time. So it has nothing to do with you. Like, you'll get the good news whether or not she does it or not. But it feels like it comes at the same time. So I don't know if it's like because it feels like there's a delay in her getting to do whatever the favor is. See, I didn't skip you. Ruby Clark, is your appointment going to go well tomorrow? Yes. But leave a few minutes early to get there. I feel like you just allow yourself a little bit extra time to get there. Ashley, do cats protect you from black cats and black magic and demons? Well, animals can see that stuff and sense that stuff, but I also think if you don't sit in that energy of fear and all of that, you're not going to call that into you. If you sit in the energy of knowing that you are well protected and always safe and in a positive vibration, then that's where you stay, and that's what kind of comes around you. They like lower level feelings because basically they feed, like just like we feed on fruits and vegetables and meats and things like that, or whatever. If you are a carnivore or an omnivore, you get energy from those, right? Kilojoules, or kilocalories. But they take it from emotions and feelings, and that's where they feed their energy. So if you don't sit in that, they're not going to come around because there's nothing to feed on. Nikki D, money for you. Hang on. Okay, Nikki D. Your outlook on money. I feel like money is going to be tight through the beginning of 2020. And then March into April is when it sort of starts to open up for you. But I don't feel like I feel like it'll just be easier. It's not like a windfall of money. And open the door to the world of riches. It just feels like it opens up. So I'm like a little more comfortable and it feels safer. So I don't know what that means, if it means you get a new job or you just pay off a debt, but it just feels like for some reason that March into April area is where it sort of opens up and it feels a little bit better of a flow. Wonder Beauty. You want to know if you'll be with this guy named Luke, who you've shared a past life with. And I actually, when I read that just a minute ago, I feel like no. I feel like that's not what your path is and your journey is in this life. It feels more like a friendship in this life, but not that. I thought that was sweet. Sorry, I'm just reading some of your comments now around the obsessive alcoholics thing. It's like, do you know what gaslighting is? Okay. Blue Storm. Give you advice on connecting with Kimberly work related. Thanks. It just feels like being more matter of fact. I don't feel like she likes small talk, or it's like she just wants to be there to work and do work. And so she sort of just doesn't get, she's like a true introvert, right? So she doesn't really get like it's hard for her to be warm and cozy and cuddly, and it just doesn't. So it just feels like just be really matter of fact and don't expect a whole bunch. Anita, will they find stuff on T? Can you tell me who T is if you're still here, Anita? Enrique, I'm not doing any new questions tonight or readings. Oh, that it sounds like a lot. So does Nikki D, does that make sense that it'll open up in like March or April and it'll feel better? Timing wise. Okay. So Enrique, I'm not going to give you any new questions, but if you subscribe and hit the bell, you'll know when I do this again. She told you reconnect in a couple of weeks, 2 months back, but haven't been able to arrange a meeting. Thanks. Yeah. It just feels like be really direct. So don't be like, oh, hi, you said, just say like, hey, you said this. I haven't heard from you. Let's set up a meeting. Just be really direct. I think she doesn't want like a long-winded email either. I mean, you can be polite and direct. You're welcome. Hey, what happened with that? Was it you that asked about the letter you got or something like that with the state? Blue Storm? I can't remember who it was that said that. Okay. Oh, John's on a disability for migraines. God bless you, man. Those are no fun. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to figure out where I left off because I forgot to look at the time. Okay, there we are. Alf, do I see anything about your further finance? So it's a feeling of like, when you file for bankruptcy and then like takes 7 years to rebuild your credit, it feels like something about that 7 years of rebuilding, like taking that time, but that you'll be fine once you do that. It feels like, I didn't make great choices before, but it was sort of like what I had to do in order to get by. And some of them were a bit, I want to say young, like the way that I made the choices to work with money, but that once you get back to that space and it feels like 7 years out, I'll make better choices and be really, really good with money and really good about saving and putting away. I think you'll be that way until then, but it just feels like you'll have really good credit history and things like that once that opens up. I don't know if that makes any sense, Alf. I don't know why I had a headache when I read yours. It could be whatever, John. Maybe John's was coming through because his mom wanted to come through. I'm sorry. Did I give you your answer? I just wondered that. Did I answer your question? So I get into a little psychic amnesia and I can't remember. Nina, I'm not answering any new questions. That girl Brooks, did I answer your question though? God help me, I did. Just answer. If I didn't, I'll see it when I scroll back down. Okay, wait, see, that was Alf. Where are you, Alf? Okay, here. Alf, Miriam. Okay. There's no tumors. Karen B, is anybody coming towards you romantically? Yes, and I actually hear 3 weeks time. You'll meet someone. But I don't feel like that's going to be the one, but it feels like somebody coming in 3 weeks time. Might just be a date or two. Write that in there. Oh, I see what you were saying, Miriam, about the tarot before. I'm sorry if I sounded condescending or anything. I just saw that. And I was like, well, I don't really believe in that. But I see I read it wrong. So thank you for sticking up for me, Miriam. Sorry. Okay. So the other question I was going to ask, and then I think Jennifer Lynn, I still have one for you. Let's see. Hang on. Daniela Sanchez, I wanted to answer yours. You said, will my daughter, Serena, finally have peace and overcome her anxiety and find peace in her life? Yes. There's something about 6 months' time. It doesn't mean it's going to be done in 6 months' time. It's that there's going to be this significant shift that happens in about 6 months. So I don't know if it's that she just gets a shift in medication or changes therapists or what it is. But in 6 months, I feel like there's going to be this shift that opens up for her. And she's going to have like a shift to where she kind of like, it's like you're going straight and all of a sudden she turns right there where she just makes a totally different direction on her journey and starts to heal with that. I don't think she'll ever fully be rid of anxiety, but I think that what will happen is she'll learn to have better tools and coping skills to deal with it and how to understand it and honor it rather than demonize it and demonize herself for having it, like feel really bad that she has it and is hard on herself for it. I know people who have anxiety. One of my best friends in the world, she has severe anxiety. Well, I think it's severe because I don't have it like that, but she doesn't choose to have that. I know that if she could not have it, she would not have it. Like that's not, so it's usually set up from stuff that happens when you're really little. And unfortunately, it gets subconscious and really deep. So just have as much empathy with her as you can. I actually don't feel like you're the issue, but I do feel like there's other family members that don't have that much empathy for it and understanding for it. And she's really working hard. She doesn't like to have it. So it feels like that something's going to happen in 6 months. That's going to be a huge shift and a game changer for her. And then I think, was it? I'm not doing taking any new questions tonight. I have one more person I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to be done for the evening. I take questions for the first 30 minutes, and then I try and make sure I catch up to everybody's questions. So I stay on for like an hour, but I'm really only allowing questions for the first 30 minutes or so. So if you come in next time, I'm here every Sunday, pretty much. Then get your name in early. If you subscribe and hit the bell, you will get notified when I go live. Someone asked a question. Now I can't remember. Is it Jennifer Lynn? I saw something about your kids and now I can't find it. Are you still here? All right. If I don't see anything, then I'm going to say good night. You're welcome, Daniela. Oh, yeah, it was you, Shannon. That's what I was like. I knew it was Elaine or Lynn or something. Okay, Shannon, do you have a question quick? Go ahead, put it in. Let me know so I can answer it since no one really came through. There wasn't. I'm hoping you're typing. Ken, I might have missed your question because I saw you say hello. So go ahead and ask your question. Are your kids going to be okay? Yes, absolutely. So not perfect because nobody's perfect, right? It just feels like having they're going to need some help with like learning to deal with their emotions a little bit better. And I heard disappointments better, but they're going to be okay. Oh, they're grown and struggling. So help with their emotions and disappointments. But they'll be okay. It just also feels like arrested development, kind of like they're having to learn now what they should have learned earlier. And you didn't do anything wrong. No, Marie, not today. You're welcome, Shannon. Not today because I put way up there, but Ken, please answer I don't know where your question is. If you could just type yours again, because I know you typed it way earlier. Oh, I didn't see that about your son. Yes. I didn't feel his energy, but I will tell you that they always welcome them, and children cross without a doubt. I've never had a child that doesn't cross. In fact, I remember I had a very vivid dream, and I know that it was me actually, helping someone. A little boy was standing in my downstairs of my apartment when I lived in another city, and he was standing by this door, and I just grabbed his hand and helped him cross because he was like he just got lost for a second and needed a little help. He was really young. It was a sweet little boy. But yes, he's there. He's crossed over. He's with them. No more questions tonight. Love, Chastity. Okay. Ken, did you have a question or not? Are you still, you're still here, right? I'm not taking any new questions. Holy cow. But I am taking Ken's. You're welcome. You're welcome, John. Thank you for joining. I hope that you got some healing from this. Ask your question. I hope you got some healing from this, John. And I hope you join us again. So subscribe and like and all that good stuff and hit the bell. So come back and join us. I sort of like my little community I'm building. Ken, yes. What? Type your question. Oh, any messages for you? Anything you need to know? Sorry, I'm so demanding. Sorry. All right. And Ken, you were last, but definitely not least. Actually, they show me that you're doing really well and you're right on track. So it feels like learning to like really enjoy the journey and sort of having fun with it. And that's exactly where you need to be. That's the sweet spot when it comes to creating. Does that make sense? Yes, Alex, my questions are all done. Can you come back next week? And thank you so much for watching these, by the way, and your comments. It's really nice for you to do that. And I figured out, Alex, why you can't see some of the people's comments. I think it might be because they're deleting them. And then you're welcome, Ken. I'm glad that made sense. I think it's because sometimes they delete them and then you can't see them on the replays. It's okay. It's because I kept asking and then I didn't see that he typed it. Whatever. Thank you. Thank you for posting 5 times. Clearly, I needed to see it that way. Okay. So y'all have a great night. Have a great week. I will see you for sure next Sunday. Anthony, I'm not doing any new questions tonight. Come back to me next Sunday. Hit the subscribe and the, I know, I'm sorry. Thank you guys for joining, for being here. Thank you to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers. I like our little community we're building. For the most part, everybody's pretty nice. And clearly our alcoholic friend here, whatever the name was, really needed a little bit of love. So let's send him some love tonight. Sending you all love. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you next Sunday for sure. Maybe I'll probably do another talk maybe in next. I can't do it next week. Isn't that Thanksgiving? We'll figure it out. We'll get together again and chat. Have a good one. Good night.